Hey guys, it's Cynical Who here, and welcome back to the beginning of the end of Series 1. This is episode 12 of me and Max's Series 1 commentaries, and it's here. It's Bad Wolf,
This is
the
Bad
first part of the
Wolf.
finale.
Yeah.
No, come on. It's the first part of the finale, and it's going to get
Is
emotional.
that what it's called?
Yes, it's the first part of the finale. It's going to get emotional, but this is Cynical Who, so we'll probably put in some like rape joke in with it to make it less like sad. But
I
you know,
hadn't planned that at all. I'm preparing to get emotional.
yeah, but we do it subconsciously.
This will be emotional.
The rape, not the sad bit. But yeah, this is episode 12, and before we get into it, I don't really know what to say.
Bad Wolf. That means something, doesn't it? Because we've had it turn up in. Yeah, someone mentions a big bad wolf in episode 3. It's graffitied on posters and on the TARDIS, and it's
Father's Day,
yeah,
Aliens
the
of London.
Watchthrough project. Bad Wolf 1 descending. I think
Bad Wolf TV in the long game.
Oh yeah, that as well. Oh yeah, and the German bomb said
Yeah,
Celestial
had Bad
Wolf.
Wolf on it.
I mean, as we discussed, it was actually was the wrong translation, but it still said Bad Wolf. So it means something, doesn't it? Presumably.
And we're gonna find
I
out
don't know.
what it
Maybe
means.
maybe it's just a coincidence, but
Yeah, but anyway, this is the first part of the finale, as previously mentioned. But I can't be asked to. Oh, fuck it, let's just get into it, okay? This is, actually, before we get in, what do you think of the story?
what do I think of the story?
What do you think of Bad Wolf?
You're asking me what I think of Bad Wolf.
Yes, because this is a review of Bad Wolf.
Oh yeah, right.
That's what people
I
do.
just wanted to clear that up. Right.
So I know you're not normal, but can we at least try?
Right. You really want to know what I think of Bad Wolf?
Yeah, is it an unpopular opinion? Do you hate
no,
it?
I like it.
Well, go on, tell us what you think of Bad
it,
Wolf.
I
then.
like it. Can we start now, please?
Okay, it's a very good. Right, okay, let's get into it. Right, everyone, right, because Max insists. He's obviously not had his normal dosage today.
Yeah,
We'll
I
just
always
get
get
into
my
it.
way. If anyone disobeys me, they get punished by death.
Right, getting his way is another euphemism for crystal meth. So, let's. Sorry. Right, let's start watching in 3, 2, 1. And it's a flashback to the long game.
Very unusual,
Lovely.
but then the recaps throughout Series 1 are unusual.
Again, like
it's
like Boomtown.
I didn't-
It's
yeah.
another flashback.
I can imagine
sort of
watching this,
revisited.
probably thinking the long game isn't going to come into it at all, but
Just a throwaway story.
yeah. Can you pronounce it now?
The mighty Jaggerfest of the holy Hadjadasic Max Radenfo.
Hey!
Get fucked.
Yeah, but I pronounced it first.
Do you know what? I don't care. Oh, we can see yeah, me everywhere. Oh, lovely moment
This
there.
is what we live for.
It's actually got more. I think that's more gruesome than like when Cassandra exploded.
Yeah. I love how it ends
CGI
with that
CGI
particular
beef.
line, and then we get the little 100 years
What
later.
was the line? I wasn't listening. I
The
was
human
talking
race
about
should
Casserole.
accelerate back to normal. But of course, it doesn't turn out that way. Well, in some
I
ways,
love
it
this
does
music
go back
as
to
well.
normal because this is humanity at its finest. This is Big Brother. And the drawings
love
that
this
were
music as
you
well.
think were done by 5-year-olds, but were actually done by 25-year-olds who have the mental stability of 5-year-olds.
Does it say my vag on the back?
I've no idea. There's a
Oh well.
cactus there for some reason, and
I like that hand. That's funny.
Yeah, there was a similar joke about that in the IT crowd.
Have you seen the
It's a
IT
bit
crowd?
weird. Bits of it.
All right. The girl got to series 4 and
Dear
gave up.
Sir, stroke Madam. Fire! Exclamation mark. Fire! Exclamation mark. Fire! Exclamation mark. 123 Cavenden Road. Looking forward to hearing from you. Yours, Maurice Moss. Now that's a character
Are we gonna
I can
what?
relate to. Because he wears glasses. I wear glasses.
Oh dear.
Isn't that
But yeah.
neat?
I love this setting. I think.
I mean, it might not make sense to people watching this now for the first time, especially foreign audiences, but it is still a really good idea. So the Doctor Who take on Big Brother and the weakest link, and it's just so fun in a very,
It's very fun.
in a very
Yeah.
twisted way.
For
'Cause these are
something that is
evictions from
so...
life.
When it takes such a dark decline, especially in the second half, this episode is very fun. Like, it is a lot of... It's very enjoyable. And
Yeah, I remember
Rusty
reading
Davies
a
did a good
review
job with
basically
it.
saying that it is very bleak, but of course you do have moments of light humour, such as Captain Jack's Compact Lace Deluxe. Now, of course, we will get to that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dear.
Again, family show.
Oh, take that in, Max. That's going to be one of the last times we see that logo.
Oh, yeah,
Ever.
'cause,
Because once this series ends, that's it, Max.
well, that logo stays on until Doomsday, doesn't it? That style of logo.
No, I mean, I'm going to kill you once we finish the reviews.
Right.
But yeah. Anyway,
To be fair, that would get you some extra views if you did a video on that.
what, killing you?
Yeah. A working title for this episode was Game Show World. I think that's a bit too self-explanatory, isn't it?
That does sound a bit shit.
It was the last of the 2005 episode titles to be revealed. Prior to this, the episode was referred to in promotional literature as The Parting of the Ways Part 1, with Part 2 eventually becoming simply The Parting of the Ways.
Huh.
And the concept of the android, and the futuristic version of the weakest link, which, as I said, I love, was pitched by Russ T. Davies in his second meeting with the BBC about bringing back Doctor Who in 2000 or 2001. So this is one of the oldest ideas. And it came from his trip to New York City for the launch of the American version of Queer as Folk, where he'd seen a vast screen in Times Square with a gigantic Anne Robinson blasting his tiny morsels with her voice. I always found it a bit weird that the Weakest Link set looks very good and exactly the same as the original, but slightly more stripped back, and the font is very different. Instead of going for the font they used on the main TV show, which I remember a lot from my youth, they go for a more futuristic font, just like the long game, like the old calculator font. But they use
Love
all the jingles, and it's very good attention to detail.
Hilarious.
Oh, and yeah, this is great. Now, of course, this is a mock of what not to wear. I think that's a TV show they're taking the mick out of.
John Barrowman's very good in this one. I do like him.
I think it'd be very interesting to go back to doing this sort of thing, but with a companion who is utterly awkward and embarrassed by it. I find that quite interesting, because we've not really had that.
It's funny because he's naked.
Yeah.
And he has a penis.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I'm never sure.
They were
about
originally
that
going to show
line.
his buttocks in this.
Ooh,
Yeah,
lucky us.
They originally intended to show Jack's naked buttocks on screen, and they actually did shoot
Buttocks.
it. Yeah. But the
Okay.
BBC's editorial policy department stepped in and vetoed it, and that's the only time they overruled the production team during the series.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Excellent bottom. Not as good as the Slovene bum, eh? People watching this one. I found a behind the scenes picture of the Slovene's arse, and it's really funny.
I find the scene very poignant here, where he's having to make it up, and you can just tell in his face that.
I quite like Linda with the Y.
I think everyone does.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. They really do sort of. People actually thought she was going to be the next companion and liked the character. Well, it's not the amnesia, because the amnesia is the forgetfulness, not the remembrance. I like the reference to Boomtown. Oh, that shot.
That's a bit weird, actually.
Yeah. The way Rose has her hand outstretched. That's the voice of a serial murderer right there.
That's a weird shot. Oh, I think it's in the mirror,
it's
isn't
in the
it?
mirror,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. But it's nice. It's a very unusual series finale because normally you go into it and you see from the start the monsters they're up against, and it's big monsters. But there's a sense of mystery around it this time. As a colour, blue's been showing up quite a lot.
It's Elaine from Tracy Beaker.
Ah.
Ah, lovely. Elaine of Pain. Juggling. I think she would have been done the role at this time as well, so that's quite fun.
Is that what's his name?
Imagine if this story was called Play the Game.
Yeah.
I know it's a Queen song, but it would work quite nicely.
I was going to say I like Roderick in this, but it's actually an actor that I know from Babylon, and he was in Peep Show as well. I think Patterson Joseph, who's very good. I need to watch the series of Babylon at some point.
I find these questions very funny. Of course, you're supposed to because it's.
Well, of course, the weakest link is a lowest common denominator game show, or it was.
Oh,
and of course,
that's quite.
why Rose is laughing later on.
The chair.
She doesn't know.
The chair used in this, the chair that Eccleston sits on in the
not personally.
the red chair that he sits on at the
Torchwood,
beginning.
Does that mean anything?
Yeah, it does. Well, not at this point, but But
No, I don't
fun
know that
fact,
chair personally. I did not have sexual relations with that chair.
Lovely. Okay, but that chair apparently was sold to Channel 4, and they actually used it on Big Brother eventually.
Oh yeah, Channel
Which is
4 is a sort
interesting.
of twisted channel that would do that and make fun of themselves and. Oh yeah, so. Yeah, Ross T. Davis mentioned that the artwork for the subsequent series was mentioned in this series, as well as being an anagram, and it turned out to be Torchwood. That's a bit of a topical reference because I think Arnold Schwarzenegger was involved in US politics at this time. He was one of the Republican senators. Yeah, I mean just celebrities and people from the media, from films, running for president. It's the way this slowly unfolds. I was talking about cosmetic surgery, and then a minute later... Robert Holmes dialogue again.
He is quite snazzy in
If
that
Robert Holmes
jacket,
was still
not gonna
alive
lie.
today, he would do something like this, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And of course, I always loved Captain Jack sort of touching the robot in a delicate private area. Nice little reference there.
What, tits?
Yeah, I was going to try and avoid using that word, but yeah. Yeah, Anne Robinson was invited to voice the android, but they were expecting her to decline because they expected she wouldn't have a sense of humour, and they'd already got a celebrity voice impersonator to record the lines, but Robinson then accepted. And I think it's great they managed to get her to do it. Well, not literally do it, but... Oh, sorry, I thought I just heard Anne Robinson saying bitch.
It did sound like that, didn't it?
Yeah. I'm just reading up on Anne Robinson's Wikipedia page. I know this is a bit of a tangent.
Oh
okay,
god, that's a dangerous place to be.
2001, she was accused of racism towards the Welsh because she described them as irritating and annoying on Rue 101. She asked wine connoisseur Ollie Smith on a Celebrity Week's link to feel her breasts after he described her as a full-bodied expensive red. And then she made former Blue Peter presenter John Noakes cry after asking what the end was for Shep, who'd had been his pet dog on and off Blue Peter.
Oh,
Vocal
fantastic.
supporter of fox hunting. Yeah. So that was interesting, wasn't it?
Very. I think we should all take something from that, and the moral of that lesson is,
Anne Robinson is an individual.
yeah, as we all are, and
Yeah.
if you
We live
you're
in a
allowed
society.
to, yeah, sure, right, yeah, that's.
And I love how sort of the Ninth Doctor is sort of very... right word isn't frustrated, but... Yes, you see his face there.
Yeah,
I don't need
very
to explain
Eccleston-y.
In some ways it is dramatic irony, isn't it? Because we know that she's going to die, having just seen the weakest link, and of course the Ninth Doctor doesn't know that.
What? She doesn't have to step into that room.
Well, it's psychological. I don't think it's occurred to her, but I'm sure they would get her anyway.
Oh dear, that's a bit.
No, but they normally do that on Big Brother.
You've watched Big Brother.
No, but I imagine...
Where did you go wrong?
They do. I didn't go wrong, I am wrong. But anyway, doesn't the Big Brother theme... Yeah,
quote of the
Big
series.
Brother theme is great.
Love how they still have that TV in the far future.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. I mean, the set does look very 2005, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think if they were doing it now, it would be a lot more futurist and sort of stark white.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe. Sort of
I
like,
love that moment of Eccleston's realisation.
yeah.
I think a lot of the fact of a lot of the story is that I think if we come to watch it in 10, 15 years, if we're still alive, it might have dated severely. I mean,
I don't know.
of course, I mean for future audiences, I think, because I mean, imagine if they'd done this in 1970s with 1970s shows or something.
To be fair, the weakest link is kind of self-explanatory in this. And I think Big Brother is quite an iconic show, in the UK at least, and there are international versions.
That's one word for it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think... And of course the set, like you said there, but... Yeah, I think...
Nice and minimalist.
It's fun. It's funny. I want to know that woman's name, because she plays Elaine in Tracy Beaker, and she's iconic. I always found her a bit weird.
Apparently, the
I never
female
fully
controller,
understood her.
The actress who plays her, she's been in... I love Christopher Eccleston's line here about charnel houses.
Yeah, what's she been in?
Oh.
Did you say?
So Nisha Naya, the actress cast as... Oh, I love this line here about cutting back Charnel House. There you go. Nisha Naya, the actress cast as the female programmer in this episode, previously appeared as one of the uncredited Red Can extras in the 1987 classic series story Paradise Towers.
Oh,
This
Red
makes her the
Can.
second actor to appear in both the classic and new series of Doctor Who, following William Thomas in Boomtown last week. And then quite a few people who have been in audio stories. So Martha Cope later played Captain Oswin in the audio play Nowhere Place and Talia in Bedtime Story. Patterson Joseph played Victor Espinosa in Earth Aid, which I think is one of the Lost Season 27 stories.
Yeah.
Sebastian Armesto later played Anders in the audio play Grand Theft Cosmos.
Oh, there's a 8th Doctor one.
Oh, Face Off. Again, this is Robert Holmes' humour.
Yeah, and if you want to get the Nowhere Place, like you just mentioned, I think that you can only get... I think the Nowhere Place
Nice
is quite
move
cheap
with
on
the
the Big Finish
scissors.
website, because it's a bonus. I think you can get it for like six quid or something.
just love the fact that he just happened to have it there. He didn't even know that he would need it. And I love the fact we can cut in on someone's death and they're not even panicking. And it's such an insignificant moment, because of course this is just one death of many.
From John Barrowman pulling a gun out his arse.
Yeah.
My laptop is very hot. I think I might explode.
Hot. What's in a name? And this is something we've seen in Series 1 and Series 2. They had a weird flashback effect where they superimposed the vortex over it, which was quite nice.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. Oh! What was that from? Bad Wolf Descending.
Oh, that was Dalek.
Oh, yeah.
And some of them, like the graffiti in the Bad Wolf TV, there was no hint that you didn't even know that they'd been acknowledged, that Doctor and Rose had actually noticed that Bad Wolf appeared.
Yeah.
And I love this moment, the fact it's so doctorish, the joy that he has.
That's a fantastic line.
Very quick jump cut there. Oh, very interesting fact I've just discovered about this episode. This moment is very poignant with hindsight, knowing what happens to Linda. But very interesting fact about this episode. This is the last episode until The Beast Below in 2010 in which David Tennant does not make an appearance.
I read that as well on the website.
You know.
No, that's not true. Oh no, sorry, it is. Yeah, I read that on the TARDIS fandom as well, so there we go. I was going to say it, but it would have been stupid.
I think
it looks fantastic, doesn't it? Yeah,
this is one of the weird things about... Oh no, we'll get to it in a few minutes. I thought it was coming up, but... And he just happened to know that, didn't he?
Why not? Exploded with meat.
Yeah, and he really thinks, he succeeded, and it's never occurred to him what would have happened.
He created this.
Yeah, it's never occurred to him. He trusts the humans to sort it out, and this is the thing, he has his line, I made this world, but it's just one small part of this finale. It's just sort of glossed over, and he never... Maybe it's subtle, but he never really sort of deals with the consequences of it. It's like, oh my god, I made this world. Moving on.
Yeah.
Which in some ways is a shame, but... I like this bit. I knew about this in advance because of the Time Travel Almanac, if anyone remembers that book from the North.
Oh, yeah.
Ground Force. Stars in their eyes. It's funny because they get blinded.
It's like, we were discussing this before the video, it's like Vengeance on Varos, but better.
Oh, that's not going to age well, isn't it? People being executed for their TV licence. Which would have seemed like a natural progression back in 2005, but nowadays they're talking about decriminalising it, and it's weird. We're filming this, we're recording this in March, and by the time you watch this, it'll be June, and it'll actually be summer and a lot sunnier than it is now. Hopefully, yeah, maybe they will have decriminalised the TV licence by then. Who knows? As you keep saying, Oliver, we might all be dead. Now, Linda's bit here, where she's like, "Oh, I want to come with you," and this is meant as a deliberate tease to make people think that in passing of the ways Rose was going to leave and Linda was going to replace her. Oh, this might not have been the original intent according to TARDIS Data, but by the time the episode aired, it was already known that Eccleston had resigned from the series and that David Tennant would be joining. That said, however, it was not completely clear at the time whether the regeneration was going to take place at the end of the series or during the announced Christmas special.
Lovely music there. Stop stealing my notes. I was going to read that out, you twat.
Oh,
right.
Sorry.
Okay. Continuity. The Doctor last recalls being in Japan in 1336, which is a reference to the comic Return of the Volsci. It's a Ninth Doctor Rose and Captain Jack story.
This set looks gorgeous.
Very nice.
Oh, just that shot there.
And the music as well is lovely.
Yeah. Controller, we have a problem. I'm really clutching at straws now at the end of this series.
I didn't really understand what she.
No. Do this. No. Do this. No.
Can you explain her to me? Because I don't understand her. What's she all about?
Well, she's the controller of the games.
Why is she all...
She was plugged in as a small child. I think it's like Remembrance of the Daleks. They need a young human with an imagination to run the battle computer. I think it's a bit like that.
Okay.
It's a very Dalek thing to do. Actually, that's a subtle hint that the Daleks are going to be in this. So that's quite a nice link to the classic era. Yet another nod to the Sylvester McCoy, and it's sort of picking up where they left off. So that's nice. And he had the time to put on like a vest or whatever. Nice sexual innuendo there.
I didn't hear it. What did he say?
The pleasure was all mine, which is all that matters in the end, ladies.
Oh dear.
Talking to his gun. As like a real person.
Oh, and this is the set we were discussing.
He doesn't flirt with guns more often.
This is the set we were discussing. I think this is where the TARDIS materialises in the long game. Oh no, it doesn't materialise here. It's well, there's a scene set in here.
Well, to be honest, they all look the same. These viewing docks, I imagine. So.
Yeah. But I assume it's the same set.
Actually, not a lot has changed since now and 200,100.
It was only 100 years.
It's weird he kind of moans about television, despite the fact this is a television programme, and then suddenly it's like, oh, I love this television programme, though.
Hypocrisy at its finest.
Yeah. Oh, I put it right. No, you didn't. Because you overestimated how light people were in the media. And of course, it's like if you're on drugs and alcohol for... I don't know this personally, but people who are addicted, and they're on it for a long time, and they just suddenly stop,
yeah, you do.
And then they fall apart if they suddenly stop.
Just like you when we finish this review series.
And this is why the Ninth Doctor is brilliant in this. You really get his sense of terror that...
That's a bit weird. Agorax, that person's name was.
He's such a nice guy, isn't he, Roderick?
Hmm.
It's weird, you're not quite sure what to think when he gets exterminated, I think, next episode.
Hmm.
Oh. Yeah, but the thing about Roderick, it's like, oh, I won the game, I won my money, and of course, you know, he's been such an arse. You're kind of partly happy for him to... But yeah. And this becomes a running gag, isn't it? And this is the first time we
Yeah.
get it.
I mean, it does get a bit annoying in Utopia, but
Yeah. Because it's like never a Peter gag.
I wonder who it is.
He makes it sound more dramatic than it actually is. Because it's only been the last few weeks it's appeared. A little bit late from Linda there, but
Yeah.
I still like Linda.
Yeah. Bo.
This is weird because this feels like this should be the build up to the big cliffhanger, but it's like it's appeared 15 minutes early.
Oh, that fantastic shot again. Sorry, looks nice.
Oh, this shot here, the zooming. You're really getting this one, the tensest scenes of series 1, which is appropriate given it's the series finale.
What's your favourite spaceship? Do you prefer Platform 1 or...
Satellite 5. I don't know. I would say Satellite 5, but to be honest, they're both really similar.
They're not. Satellite 5's
I
better.
kind of judge it by which one would navigate a glacier planet easier. Yeah, and which one would fit in an elevator. To be honest, none of them would be able to fulfill that purpose, which is a bit of a mark against both of them. But I feel like Platform 1 would be easier to sort of... You'd be able to get it up to fast speeds, you know?
Platform 1 looks like the robot from Futurama.
I love that bit there where Rose has just given up and just says shoes, and the way she says it. Resigned. And the fact is, it's so close as well. Murder Spree 20. That sounds just like a tournament that would actually happen, but of course, yeah, the title speaks for itself. And you know that's the wrong answer with those trombones there. Polar Venturas kill Rose Tyler. And of course audiences will be thinking for a moment that Rose Tyler was actually killed at this point. And I just love the fact her pleas for mercy contradict with Roderick's. Yeah, that shot though. Thank you so much, and he's so happy. Oh.
In the perfect moment.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good. Rose dies. Haha. Okay,
That shot,
if it's it...
that shot really looks like the end of Earthshock there, with Adric Starr broken up as the credits roll.
But spoiler warning: she isn't actually dead. Oh shit, my microphone fell over. Spoiler warning: she isn't actually dead. But
well,
if
even
she,
so, it's still a tense moment because you really feel for the characters who think that she is dead.
Yes, but it's meant to be. It's fantastic
and
acting
I love
here.
the fact that the voices sort of fade out and we focus on the Night Doctor, and it's kind of he's just staring at the pile, and that's his main concern, not the fact that he's just being arrested.
John Barrowman's
And
anger
the
there as well.
And
I think yeah, what I was meant to mention is that they get transported. So why is there a pile of dust that appears?
maybe that's just for show. And this is quite dark for a family show, even for the RTD era.
I think their costume's sort of a bit more Vengeance on Varos-y.
I always find it a bit weird that he does actually, despite the fact he's so quiet and doesn't move at all, but he does move his head for the mugshots. And they don't get an appeal.
I don't really remember this scene very well, but...
Oh, Linda's really out of her depth, out of her comfort zone here. Oh, the Doctor actually using violence there.
I mean, and he's carrying a gun as well, sparred on by Rose's...
Yeah.
death. That is quite
And
good.
they know he's hell-bent now.
Mm.
Sorry, that's probably brought back bad memories for some people. hasn't
Yeah.
it?
Let's just say angry instead of that episode. I should probably review Hellbent at some point. And that would mean I have to watch it. Yeah, oh well.
I think that's Joe Stone Ferrins playing the male programmer. So we've just been a bit quiet.
This is a good moment. Immersive.
Oh, it's just the way John Barrowman says it. And
Oh, the TARDIS.
yeah. It's not quite as good a moment as like the Sound of Drums where they're like, oh yay, it's the TARDIS, yay, finally! Oh god, what have they done to it? I
Okay,
mean, that
that should be
that will
the
always
only
be a classic moment for me, the Paradox Machine.
That should be the only moment someone gets sad when seeing Rose's jacket. Fuck you, the runaway bride. No, sorry.
Yeah.
It's a very good episode. I didn't mean that. That was my friend. I lost her.
It's like it takes so long to get over it, and whole of series 3, in fact. Oh, that shot there of Linda, very nice direction choice.
Nice. Yeah, again, speaking of direction, the way this room's shot is very nice. And I think we get a better shot later on when all the Daleks come in. Lovely. And the blue lighting. And
Okay, I think I might have implied earlier on that the controller was in Paradise Towers, but it's actually the female programmer, Nunya, who is that woman who just saw there who said we're just doing our jobs, and I think I butchered that pronunciation, so I apologise.
she really?
Yeah. Well, not credited, she was just one of the extras, and
Oh, right.
for some reason I really love that line. They monitor the transmission, but they don't watch the programmes, because of course TV executives are just like that. Oh. It's weird. It's a very unusual Dalek story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh. Lovely music and filter sweeps. The music was very weird because it was less reliant on the orchestra, I think. There were more synth pads and...
I love the Dalek theme, and it's got that heavy sort of bass, the boom, 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 and it's sort of like octaved. I love
Someone
that.
just read the chorus that the music that's heard as the Dalek fleet is revealed includes a chorus singing "What is happening." Well, the Hebrew for "What is happening," Mark Korai or something like that. You know, the choir singing, which I always thought was singing horizontal, 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 horizontal. Oh yeah.
This is the epiphany moment. You can't.
Yeah. This is the moment here. Yeah, Rose is still alive! Hooray! I wonder where she is. Yeah, that's the catch.
Oh, that noise.
She's
that
in
noise.
great danger
boom,
still.
Boom, 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 boom.
Just imagine
boom,
if they
boom,
kept this back
boom,
as,
boom,
as a surprise.
boom,
You'd never
boom,
have
boom,
imagined that it was the
boom,
Daleks. And
boom, boom.
the solar flare went quite quickly, given that Planet Earth was supposedly getting some repeats. And and she's blind, but she knows that they are coming.
Her hair's weird.
Yeah, for a moment I didn't twig that it was her because she looks so different with different lighting, but it's weird that she's so happy and we see the reflection of the Dalek on this shot here.
Lovely extermination effect.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
awesome.
A bit underrated, I think, because of Linda's extermination, but just as good, really. Well, not good as in, oh goody, they get killed, but...
But I like the inverts and the green as well. Look quite cool.
Mm.
The mighty Jagrafess.
Oh yeah,
of
the Daleks
holy
were responsible for the Jagrafess.
Hadrojassic.
Yeah, I'm not sure about
Max
that.
Radenfo.
Feels weird. They went through a lot of effort to hide themselves, didn't they?
Hmm.
And now the Dalek music's starting to come in. Oh, lovely. Atmospheric.
Love it. Oh,
That's so nostalgic for me.
the Dalek
Oh,
spaceship.
one Dalek saucer is bad enough, but then we get loads of Dalek saucers. Yeah, Dalek saucers. We've never had Dalek cups, have we? Yeah, I'm really desperate for things to say. I'm sorry. That's a staple of the RTD era as well. You see this, like the mirror image of the screen superimposed over the people looking at it,
Yeah, that's quite cool.
like Voyage of the Damned.
Ooh, a lovely
Like I
Dalek
said in
ship and
Dalek,
a
Nick
lovely
Briggs
Dalek
is the
design.
best Dalek voice actor.
Yeah, and I love the Daleks. They look
The
really
best
nice
combination
here.
of all the classic Dalek voices, but with a new energy.
Love the Dalek designs
Yeah,
and the
they
ship.
work so well in this story.
Something I didn't realise until a shot later on
What?
is that the Dalek control room you see there is actually it's not a closed off room as it looks. It's a big massive open space, but you just can't see it.
Yeah.
We'll see that later, but
Yeah. And now we're coming to a very unusual cliffhanger. We've never had a cliffhanger quite like this in Doctor Who. That's so.
because I remember them talking
optimistic.
about it in the the Terror of the Vervoids cliffhanger documentary.
Yeah.
That he just
Robert
basically
Shearman just
spoils.
says-
I've avoided
Yeah.
the times. I've avoided. You know.
Yeah. Because he gives away what's going to happen in the next episode. But you want to tune in and see how he does it. It's a really clever inversion. And of course, Robert Shearman said it's actually quite melancholy. Underlying it. Because it's one man against thousands of Daleks. And of course, we see that with the final shot. It's such triumphant Doctor speech.
Love that moment.
Oh. It's initially the shock as all their heads turn to him saying no, and the shock of that, but
Yeah. It means no. Steak and chips. Sorry. Look, there we go. There we go. Look, she's tiny.
yeah, thousands
It's a
of
massive
Daleks,
room.
no pressure.
Well, I never realised that until I watched it recently.
It's a really unusual end to it.
But wow, that was. Oh, it's sad to see we've got to the end so quickly.
And the series finale, one of the best finales there's ever been. The trailers for it were really good, what they did with the trailer campaign. And oh. Such a shame we don't see Daleks with like alternative arms more often, like the cutting devices and
We're gonna get that now. For the revolution of the Daleks, they don't have plungers anymore. They have
Right. Oh, we haven't seen the Dalek Emperor for a while. Do you think we'll see him?
That may have been. People may have thought that would be Davros
They're
or something.
really
but
inconsistent with the Doctor Who logo because sometimes the letters are cut out.
Yeah,
sometimes
like
they're
just
black.
then.
But at least they got the end credits sort of aligned properly, unlike last week.
Wow, that was Bad Wolf. That was good. I like that.
Not
That was very
literally
good.
bad. And,
Good Wolf,
well, I mean,
very
it's a
good
bit of a
Wolf.
sh-
Underrated
It's a bit of a
Wolf.
shame they had to edit the Wolf out for budgetary reasons, but honestly, they call it Bad Wolf. Where is the wolf? But no, it was very good. It's very weird how some of the end credits are capitalised and some of them are not, but
Yeah. Lovely. Yeah, I don't really know what to...
Yeah, we went a bit
So-
quiet for a few minutes, didn't we? But
Because, again, it's so enticing. That's
there's
the
not
thing
really
about
a
it.
lot to say about it.
Well, I mean, there is a lot to say about it, but I think we have to wait for the next part, which will come next week, but probably
Next
in a
week
minute
is
for
when
us.
it all kicks off, folks. Tune in.
For the final. It's a long run, but we'll look back on the series then. But yeah, that was Bad Wolf. I really enjoyed it. It was a very good run, and I think the way... because the problem with a lot of finales is that they set up a plot in the first half, and they sort of forget about it in the second half and focus on the main arc of the series.
In some ways, it happens here because the game show parody is Bad Wolf, and then Parting of the Ways is very different. But the game show parody does serve the plot.
But there's
very well.
there's closure, and it finishes off nicely in Parting of the Ways as well as everything else, and it's sort of transformed from one into another rather than just saying, "Forget the Cybermen, here's the Timeless Child." Like, oh, I've done it again. Shit, sorry. But yeah.
Well, I didn't do it this time, so.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, Jesus
Christopher-
Christ! Did you hear that? That was. Sorry.
Christopher Eccleston is great as the Doctor, isn't he? I hope he stays for
Lovely.
many more years.
No, don't say that.
No, but seriously, he is good.
He is bloody brilliant. We'll get onto that next week. I see what you did there. In fact, fantastic is one of my most used hyperbole, because whenever I do my top 10 videos, I always run out of words to use. It's either superb, fantastic, brilliant.
Because you can't be bothered to look up the synonyms in a thesaurus.
No.
You could do that. But anyway. What have we got to do? We've got to end the video now, haven't we?
Yeah, sorry, that's the end. Yeah, what do you think the Android tastes like? No, sorry, that's a different video. So that was...
I don't think it would be edible. I mean,
bit metallic.
we could try it, but you first.
No. So, that was Bad Wolf. I don't know what to say. That's the end of the video. Sorry, guys, but you're going to have to wait a week, whereas we don't, so get fucked. Make sure to join us back next week for Parting of the Ways. It's going to be a sad one. But yeah, that was Bad Wolf. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and DeviantArt and Bandcamp and whatnot. Piss off. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Yeah.
There we go.